Hey everyone, welcome to the 2018 Dragon Con tour.
God, we haven't done this in a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
We have not.
Yes, we've aged. I'm Mike.
A little bit. I'm Darren. Hi.
How's it going? We are here. We're going to do our walking tour of Dragon Con, and basically we're starting here at the Atlanta Sheraton, right at the corner of Portland Street and Andrew Young Boulevard. This is where 99% of you will start your Dragon Con tour.
That's true. Registration's usually held in this building. We're going to do a quick walking tour. The old walking tour, I can say it's outdated. So don't look at that anymore because things have changed and things are liable to change. So
exactly.
The basic caveat of this whole video is check the Dragon Con app for information on where your stuff is that you want to be at.
Dragon Con app on your phone.
On your phone.
This is one of the big things for actually Dragon Con 2018. There will be no more paper schedules anymore.
No paper schedule?
No paper schedule.
No paper schedule.
All electronic.
We're saving trees.
Exactly. Environmental. Woo, woo. So basically, the app is a way to see where your tracks are, where your speakers are going to be, where your events are going to be,
where your parties are.
Exactly. So basically, we are here to help with the tour part of this, to show everybody the different hotels and where they're going to go.
Just to get a lay of the land.
So we're recording this in June 2018. So as with everything Dragon Con, it will change.
Yes, everything is subject to change.
So basically, take everything we're saying with a grain of salt.
Huge grain of salt.
Exactly. We'll be doing the basics. We'll be showing you where everything is. But if we're not 100% right, don't write the management, don't go to Dragon Con and say, oh, these guys don't know what they're talking about. The thing is, Dragon Con is always in flux, even up to the day before the con.
That's true, and we don't work for Dragon Con, so we're not on the inside looking in.
Exactly.
So we're just like you guys.
We're fans doing it for the fans.
Yep.
As we like to say. So, like I said, Sheraton, there are panels here. Last year, there was a handful of different tracks here, and the big thing is registration.
Registration's a big thing.
Right. I know handicap registration and such is over at the Marriott, and also VIP and Eternals.
Yeah, I would say if you have a special badge designation, you probably need to check to where exactly you need to go.
Exactly.
But if you're a regular con attendee, most likely this is where you're going to go first.
Exactly. So, and it's gotten so much better than it has in the past. In the past, you used to have to wait in line. Sometimes the line around this hotel
2 or 3 times.
Exactly. I remember those
thank
days.
you, registration staff, for fixing that.
So now you're in and out within 20 minutes.
Yep, basically.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
So let's get started with our tour. We're going to walk down now towards the Hilton, down Portland Street. So come on, follow us.
Yep, let's go.
Further down Portland Street now, over by the Hilton. What we wanted to point out to everybody is that one of the things that you want to take advantage of with Dragon Con is the different sky bridges that they have between the hotels, but also a little word of caution, there is no sky bridge between the Sheraton and any of the other hotels. But with that being said, there is a super secret sky bridge that you see behind us that goes from the parking garage that's halfway between the Sheraton and the Hilton, and it goes right into the Peachtree Center food court. So if you want to do a little bit of a shortcut and not have to go through the Hilton or the Marriott or walk on the streets, if you're in costume, if you're just hot, because Atlanta does get kind of hot in early September.
Hot and muggy.
Exactly. And there's also a chance of storms. So we've had that the last couple of years.
Yes, we have.
So definitely take advantage of the sky bridges. You can get to this sky bridge here through the parking garage and go up to, I think, the 5th floor.
Yeah, I think it's the 5th or 6th floor. It's labeled,
yeah,
so
labeled.
Don't worry about it.
It says Skybridge right on
there. It says
there.
Skybridge to Peachtree Center Mall,
exactly.
basically.
It's pretty darn straight and pretty darn even. And it just saves you a little bit of time, and also just saves you from also having to climb the hills, too.
That's very true. I want to point something out, too. Over here, you see this little raised part on the road here? When there's thousands of fans crossing the streets in every direction, and you can't see what's in front of you, you're going to miss these little raised bumps that a lot of these streets have over here.
For bike lanes.
Be very careful walking. I have seen 3 people take face plants in full costume from those things. So just be cautious walking around. Look at where you're going, please.
Exactly. You know, but little, you know, sometimes during peak time at Dragon Con, the sky bridges do get very crowded and everything, with people going through, and they don't want you stopping to take pictures or stopping to talk to a friend you pass by. Go to the end, come back if you want to see your friend. Or say, if you see a cosplayer, hey, can I get your picture on the other end of the sky bridge? And turn around and just go follow that person. Do not ever, because people will kill you. Literally.
It's true.
Yes.
You'll be dead.
You'll be dead if you stop to take pictures in the sky bridge or right on the exits of them too. Because people are pouring out. Don't stop right on the end of a sky bridge. You go, okay, pose here. Oh wait, can you do this? Can you do that? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No. Big mistakes.
Also, I want to point out this thing. Well, we talk about the Dragon Con app.
Yes.
Yeah, don't. No, don't go to the side. Move out of the traffic way. You'll get that.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it.
No.
Also, don't do that on escalators.
No.
Or stairwells. Don't come to a full stop when there are 100 people behind you waiting to get off a moving escalator. This is bad news.
We've seen people go flying off of escalators because they're staring at their phone.
I mean, it's funny, but it's not pretty.
Yes. And we've actually seen people blogging or doing video calls on the escalators, on the elevators. You know, it's really, really
just
stupid.
Go to the sides of the main traffic, get out of the way,
exactly.
Talk to your friends there.
Because you're going to be there with probably close to 90,000 of your favorite friends.
It's true.
It's true. So,
all wearing patchouli and no deodorant, so remember the rule, 6 hours of sleep, 2 good meals a day, and at least 1 shower.
That's what we always tell people.
With water and soap.
Not just like a washcloth. Ew.
No, not bueno. No.
Exactly. So definitely, hygiene.
Please.
And hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer.
Con crud is a real thing.
It is a thing. I think we both have suffered from it.
Yes. Last year I was at home for 3 days after the con.
Yeah, it really sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. It really sucks.
All right, let's go on into the Hilton. We're just going to walk through the Hilton, and we'll see you guys up on the Sky Bridge.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, we are now standing where you're not supposed to be standing and staying still. This is the middle of the Sky Bridge between the Hilton on that side and the Marriott behind us. We basically are talking about the different hotels. This is just to show you what you will not see during the Sky Bridge. People standing and talking to you. Because basically the sky bridges will be packed, like we said.
Yes, you can actually feel air conditioning in here right now. You won't feel that at Dragon Con.
Not at all.
Not at all.
That's part of the fun of going through the sky bridge, is getting through it as quick as you possibly can.
Yes.
And a lot of the different sky bridges some are longer than others. This is one of the relatively short ones, because there's a sky bridge that goes between the Hilton and the Marriott. Then there's from the Marriott to the food court, and then you can go also from the Marriott over to the Hyatt. Mm-hmm. And also there's an offshoot of that one that goes over to SunTrust Plaza, which also has a food court that is open
on Thursday and
Friday of the show, because that's regular business hours for SunTrust. It's meant for SunTrust employees, but it's open to the general public. And they have a Dunkin' Donuts in there, they got a burger place in there, got a Caribou Coffee, and a couple of other, locations and some food court there. But they also do have a SunTrust Bank there too.
They do.
And that's one of the things we need to talk to you about is money. We've talked about it on the podcast a couple times, which is the Dragon Con report, which we've already mentioned. But what we're going to talk to you about is with the, with the ATMs and such, a lot of times the money is, goes very quickly from the machines because it's a holiday weekend and they don't refill the machines.
Not as much as they really should for as many people that are down here.
Exactly, and they do have most of the major banks down here. They have SunTrust, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Mm-hmm. So you have all those here, and each one of them has their own ATM, and there's ATMs in each of the hotels, but you have to worry about the people using it and everything, because there's so many people doing it, and there's You know, there's going to be service fees if it's not your bank or anything. Be prepared for that. But one of the other little secrets you have to do with it is there's a CVS here also, where you can basically, if you buy something with your ATM card, you can get cash back.
That's true, you can.
And they do restock that all weekend. And it's open 24 hours, so you can also go shopping for any essentials that you need and everything. And we're not getting paid by CVS to plug them, but it is someplace that is very handy and such. And as you can see, this is mildly busy. Dragon Con.
It'll be wall-to-wall people.
Wall-to-wall people.
In costumes.
In costumes.
Angry because they're late for a panel.
Exactly, and they're trying to rush and going, excuse me, I need to get somewhere. And the other people will be like...
We've always suggested for people with your money, set your budget, get everything here. Use your cards for going out to eat food. Use cash for buying things in the dealer's room and the art show and things like that.
Exactly, because not everybody in the dealer's room has a Square reader or a PayPal reader. And also the signal's kind of sucky in there.
It's true.
And that's true.
And with everyone on their phone, the signals are going to be stretched to their limits.
Exactly. That's one of the things that has gotten better, though.
It has.
Because in the past, it used to be if you were in the basement of the Marriott, you would have no signal at all. And it could be any of the phone carriers. But now it's gotten better. You actually do have signal.
But with everyone on their phone still, it's...
Exactly.
And multiple devices on one person.
Exactly. And some of the hotels do have lobby Wi-Fi. That's another thing we need to talk about. But, you know, that also will be stretched thin because everybody's on their Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
So let's basically go over to the next hotel. We're going to walk through the Marriott. The Marriott is basically where the main hotel and most people hang out.
They will gather there, yes.
Exactly. If you want to see cosplayers, if you want to see people at night, and, you know, it's like a parade at night of things you'll never see.
Things you'll never see again.
Exactly, and there's two different versions of Dragon Con. There's Dragon Con during the day, which is pretty straightforward, a regular con. Dragon Con at night is like nothing you've ever seen before. It's a huge party. And, you know, there's still panels, there's still, you know, different things going on. But some of it's not so family friendly. So if you have little kids, you might not want to take them.
Usually around 7 p.m. is when that switch gets flipped.
Yeah, exactly.
So based upon the parents' knowledge of their kids and everything, you all make the judgment call there.
Exactly. So it's pretty awesome when you have that kind of stuff going on. So just use your own, you know, caution and, you know, whatever you're into, go with that and everything. But at the Marriott, like I was saying, the Marriott is the way to go if you want to see costumes, if you want to meet people, drink and stuff, because everyone hangs a lot at the bars and stuff like that. So it should be very interesting to see.
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead.
Let's go to the Marriott.
All right, now we are in the sky bridge between the Marriott and the Hyatt. So this one's a little bit longer and it gets a lot more crowded. So let's go over to the Hyatt and let's go check out the lobby over there.
Yeah, and it's already hot in here.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
So we're standing here out in front of the Hyatt Regency, and we're along Peachtree Street. Peachtree Street has been very important for Dragon Con over the last 15, 16 years because of Saturdays and the Dragon Con parade. The parade started off fairly small, but it has grown in size, and it is the only event at Dragon Con that is free and open to the public.
That means everyone who did not buy a badge is going to be down here watching the parade with you.
Exactly. So, as we like to say, it starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday and runs probably about almost like a half mile to a mile up Peachtree Street and then ends over at the Marriott. As you get in line and line up for it, be prepared for a lot of your friends and neighbors to be down here because it basically starts at 10 a.m. but people start camping out here now 7:30 in the morning because they want the best spots along the road.
Closest to their hotel room.
Exactly. Or when they come into town, getting close to, you know, to see it, close to the Mart station. or close to where the most action is. And you know, there's a lot of people bring their kids to see it and everything, and it usually is a very good public event. And you have to remember though, a lot of these people are not the uber geeks who come to Dragon Con.
That's true.
So there are a lot of times, oh, who's that? What's that? Talk to the people, enjoy it.
Can't tell them who Deadpool is 500 times.
Exactly, so it's a good thing. That's that guy from that movie that came out last summer.
I remember that movie that came out last summer. It was
Exactly.
a good movie.
It was a great movie, one of my favorites. So basically, you know, parade is very fun, very easy to watch, but it's also now on Dragon Con TV. You can watch it in your hotel room.
Yep.
If you're coming to the con, staying in one of the host hotels. Or on, if you're local to the Atlanta area, it's on the CW network.
I believe they broadcasted it last year, so yeah.
The last 2 years, and it's 2 years. It's supposed to be again this year.
Okay.
So we will see. Let's keep on walking. We're going to walk down to the Apparel Mart now, where you will have the gaming, and then you also have Artist Alley and the vendor rooms.
Yep.
So we will definitely check that. So there's a little bit of a hike to that. So come on, let's go do it. All right, we finally made it down here to the AmericasMart. AmericasMart is the most recent addition to Dragon Con. They moved all the vendors over here into Building 2. Also, Artist Alley is now here, and also with, they moved the comics panel over here.
They have, yes, again, check your app.
Check your app.
Check your app.
But the big announcement is that this year there's going to be 3 full floors of vendors. And also they're going to have vendors for, like I said, floors 1 through 3. And they're moving the Artist Alley onto
the fourth floor.
Onto the 4th floor. I can't talk
the
right
fourth
now.
floor.
Onto the 4th floor. And basically they're going to have that up there, and also now the comic book track is supposed to be moving up there also. I don't know what other tracks are. One of the problems here is so many people could only get into the building, and the fire marshal is one of the biggest hinders.
Dragon Con used to have a problem with fire marshal in almost all the hotels anyway, so capacity issues are not a stranger to this type of situation. So if you have to get somewhere, get there as early as you can.
Bring patience.
Yes, please. Pack your patience.
Pack your patience, and now that I can talk again,
I know,
it's a
right?
good thing.
It is a good thing.
It is a great thing. Also, over here on the right is Building 1.
And that's where a lot of gaming takes place.
That's where all the gaming is. And so with all the gaming, that's board games, role-playing games, electronic games, LAN games.
Werewolf.
Exactly. So.
I'm kidding. I love Werewolf.
And then also like video games.
Yep. So lots of video games.
A lot of video games. So please try to check it out. And I think that building is open 24 hours.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to check and see.
I know.
Check your app.
Check your app.
Check your app.
Everything we're saying, use with a grain of salt.
Big grain of salt.
Exactly.
So where are you off to now, Director Faber?
We're going to go over to the Westin real quick, and we're going to go see the Westin.
Okay, let's go.
Go do that. Okay, we're out here now in front of the Westin, which is right next to the AmericasMart. This is another hotel which there'll be tons of panels in, and concerts and different events
parties, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
So definitely, keep in mind there's no sky bridge connected to the Westin other than the one sky bridge from AmericasMart Building 1.
That's true.
So be prepared to go outside into the heat and humidity. And so basically remember, Sheraton and Westin not connected by sky bridges. So when you're going through these buildings, be prepared to walk outside and deal with nature.
That's very true. And if you haven't noticed, we've been walking for a while now. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but we've been walking for about a good hour at this point. So if you're like most of us geeks, myself included, and you watch video games and do TV and Netflix and chill and all that jazz, you might want to start walking to prepare for Dragon Con, or you're going to feel it on the 3rd day.
Exactly, and you'll be spritzing.
You will be spritzing a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll be
sweating. Exactly, it's craziness.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, let me tell you. So, the only place we haven't shown you guys yet is Peachtree Center, and that's where the food court is. And, You know, a lot of people go get some kind of substance. And like we said, try to eat 3 meals a day, folks.
2 at least, with vegetables.
Exactly.
I mean, come on. You got to keep up with everybody in here. Everyone's going to bring germs. You got to keep your immune system up and going.
Exactly. So let's go walk over to Peachtree Center real quick. We're going to stand outside of it because of reasons.
Reasons.
Exactly. So let's go for the walk. Let's finish up. Hey, now we are here finally out in front of Peachtree Center. Peachtree Center is the hub of where you want to eat a Dragon Con.
Yeah, there's a lot of other places around, but Peachtree Center is going to be quick grab and go stuff.
Exactly, it's mostly like food court type stuff. And be warned though, as we just found out, they're doing renovations here. So basically, as you're looking through for places to eat, some of the places you might be familiar with might not be here.
Sometimes it's handy to eat off of a schedule. You know, most people eat breakfast around like 7 to 9, lunches at noon, dinners
Right.
at 6. Try catching something at like 3 o'clock. Try grabbing a late dinner at 8 or 9.
Exactly.
You might actually have less for weight.
Exactly, and getting tables is really tough.
It's true.
Trust me, I know. Behind us is the CVS that we've
talked about. Not being plugged by.
Not being plugged by, of course. Mart station, where you can take from the airport or places further north.
Yep.
Come right here, drops you off right here. So if you don't want to pay for parking or items like that, definitely check it out here.
And it's another block south here, and then 2 blocks to the east to get back to the Sheraton from here.
Exactly.
So you get the impression there's a lot of walking involved at Dragon Con.
There is.
A lot.
If most people do probably easily at least 10,000 steps a day. You know, if you're a Fitbit or exercise person.
Bring your gel insoles and do some walking before you get here.
Wear comfortable shoes,
please.
As we tell people.
Unless you're a cosplayer, then suffer in silence like the rest of us.
Exactly. Or stay by your hotel that you're performing in or whatever.
And this is where we're going to leave them, isn't it? Director Faber.
This is it. This is where we're going to leave you for this year.
Plug the show.
Thank you. I remembered this time.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, if you want to hear more information about Dragon Con, please listen to the Dragon Con Report, which is available on the ESO network, which is really easy to find. We do talk about different things Dragon Con monthly, leading up to the con. We have directors on the show, people who are track directors. So if you don't find information from this, we talk about it. Or please write us also at DragonConReport@ESONetwork.com. Thank you. My name is Mike Faber.
I'm Darren Nowell. We'll see you at the con.
Bye. See ya. Let's go get some apple pie.
Okay.
Let's go.